Hello again, my friends. Today I'm gonna be coming to you with a different video. Not a beer review or anything like that yet. I'm sorry if you guys are looking forward to that, but it will come next week. That's a promise. And I am drinking Coors Light tonight, the 16-ounce cans. But I want to talk today about college football since it's conference championship Saturday. The Pac-12 championship happened last night. USC won. Finally, the Pac-12 South gets one. It's been all north since then, especially with Stanford and Oregon, Washington last year, and USC this year. So the South finally gets one. Um, yeah, I just want to talk about college football. Uh, Arizona. I'm an Arizona guy. WILDCATS, that is, had a season that I honestly thought that they could. I thought that they could have. Um, but they sorry, my dog's playing with their toys. Um, a lot of people didn't think they can win 7 games. I pretty much had them at 7. They had a chance to win 8 or 9. It's never good losing to ASU. Sorry, ASU fans, but I don't hate ASU though. I really don't. When ASU goes up against UC, I've said in past video before that when ASU goes up against UCLA, USC, or like any, I tend to go for the state of Arizona. But when it's ASU and U of A, you better damn right I'm going for U of A. And ASU, so, and if it's something like where if Arizona has a chance to be in first place alone and they're tied with ASU, if ASU is playing Colorado or Utah or anybody, UCLA, whoever it is, you damn right I'm going for their team to so U of A can get that upper hand. So, but for the most part, I mean, I don't hate ASU. I don't like them, but I don't hate them. So I know they're a rival, but hey, I mean, I got family that lives in ASU, and I have respect for them. But when they once they disrespect us, then fuck them. I don't like being disrespected. I mean, it's okay to talk crap and say shit and this and that, but once they do stuff disrespectful, then okay, then it's on. But they won this year. Okay, we had them in the first half, but it's a 4 quarter game, and they took over, especially in that third quarter, and that was the difference of the game. You know, had our chances in the fourth quarter there, but Wildcats became Pussycats. It didn't happen. So, um, in the meantime, all the college football coaching changes. Jimbo Fisher yesterday going to A&M now, leaving Florida State going to A&M. It's going to be interesting. Who's Florida State going to get? It's going to be very, very interesting. Um, Dabo Sweeney might be a candidate, but Kevin Sumlin's another one. But I don't think Dabo Sweeney's leaving Clemson. The way when you hear that guy talk, the way he talks about his kids, the way he talks about the Clemson program and all that, sounds like he wouldn't leave Clemson. But if he did, he well, yeah, then we know he's a faker. A lot of people in profession now are fake, but I'm not perfect either. But I mean, at least I know. If I'm a man of my word. If I say something, I'm gonna stick to it, and that's that. And speaking of that, today's video, the meaning of it's college football, but I want to talk about the conference realignment again. I know I did a past video about this with 6. I think it was 6 total teams in each division. It was 8. It was 16 divisions, four super conferences, 16 divisions, and 6 teams in each one. This one, it's going to be 8 teams in each one. All the FBS schools might as well throw them all in divisions. So I thought I did that when I did the 96 teams. I left some teams out. I did this one with 128. There's more than 128 FBS teams currently. I mean, I think right now they currently stand at like 130, 130 or 132, something like that. I think it's 130 right now. And then you got Liberty coming next year, and I think it might be 131 actually. Coastal Carolina was added, I think, this year or last year. But I'm not including them in this video. Coastal Carolina is not doing very well in the FBS. Doing pretty good in baseball. I know who Coastal Carolina is. They beat Arizona in the 2016 National Championship baseball series, so College World Series. So I know who Coastal Carolina is, but for football, hadn't been the FBS hasn't been working out from that so far. So, but I mean, good luck to them. But I'm not including them in this video. Idaho. No, I ain't a hoe. But anyway, I have them out because I know they're going to FCS, and you know what? They should have been FCS a long time ago. I remember Arizona whooped them 70 something to 0 back in 2008, and the Arizona team was starting to become good at that time. We still weren't great, and we're still not great, but you know we were improving still very much, and but yeah, I thought they should have been an FCS team then, you know, and they're finally an FCS team now. And it's okay. I mean, Idaho State, they're the Bengals, they're an FCS team. So is Montana State. So they're gonna fit in well with them. So I have it at 128 teams for the FBS, and here we go. I still have it broken down in North. I changed the names a little bit. I put why NAC is still the same, Northern Athletic Conference, which is the NAC. And I have the Eastern Athletic Conference, which is the EAC, and then excuse me, I'm sorry, the SAC, which is the Southern Athletic Conference, and then the WAC, that's the Western Athletic Conference, and then it's 4 divisions each conference, and 8 teams instead of 6. It's 8 teams this time. So here we are with the college football FBS 4 Super Conference. This is the realignment. I got the Northern Athletic Conference West Division. It's the Iowa Hawkeyes, the Iowa State Cyclones, the Kansas JAYHAWKS, Kansas State Wildcats, Minnesota Golden Gophers, Wisconsin Badgers, Missouri Tigers, and Nebraska Cornhuskers. And then we have the NAC Lake Division, which is basically Lake Michigan, but divided with the Michigan schools and the Illinois schools. So we have Central Michigan, the Central Michigan, the Chippewas, of course, Northern Illinois Huskies, Eastern Michigan Eagles, Western Michigan Broncos, Illinois Illini, Northwestern Wildcats, Michigan Wolverines, and Michigan State Spartans. And then the NAC Ohio division, we have the Akron Zips, Kent State Golden Flashes, Bowling Green Falcons, Toledo Rockets, Cincinnati Bearcats, Miami Ohio Redhawks, Ohio Bobcats, Ohio State Buckeyes. And then the NAC East, it's Ball State Cardinals, Indiana Hoosiers, Marshall Thundering Herd, West Virginia Mountaineers, Notre Dame Fighting Irish, Purdue Boilermakers, Penn State Nittany Lions, and the Pittsburgh Panthers. So you get the backyard brawl there again, for once again. Now we have the excuse me here. Hold on, let me scroll down so I can see better. Now we have the Eastern Athletic Conference. So this is the EAC North Division. It's the Army Black Knights, the Navy Midshipmen, Boston College Eagles, UMass Minutemen, Buffalo Bulls, Syracuse Orange, Yukon Huskies, and the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. And then the EAC Central Division will be the Kentucky Wildcats, the Louisville Cardinals, the Maryland Terrapins, the Temple Owls, Old Dominion Monarchs, the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, Virginia Cavaliers, and the Virginia Tech Hokies. And then the EAC South, we have Appalachian State Mountaineers, Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles, the Memphis Tigers, Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders, the Ole Miss Rebels, Mississippi State Bulldogs, the Tennessee Volunteers. Man, I hope you guys find a coach, man. I'm pulling for you guys. You guys had a jerk of an athletic director, but I'm really pulling for Tennessee. It deserves a lot better. University deserves a lot better. Um, the fans, I can understand their frustration for that, but it's not the way to go about it. But despite that, I'm still hope you guys do good, man, because that's a it's a good history. It's you know it's not a rich history, but it's still pretty good history. So Tennessee Volunteers and the Vanderbilt Commodores will complete the EAC South Division, and then the EAC Atlantic Division. We have the Charlotte 49ers, East Carolina Pirates, Clemson Tigers, South Carolina Gamecocks, the Duke Blue Devils, the North Carolina Tar Heels, the NC State Wolfpack, Wake Forest Demon Deacons, and that's your EAC Atlantic. Now we're moving on to that's your whole EAC division conferences. I'm sorry, conference. Now we have the Southern Athletic Conference, the SAC or SAC, I guess. So the SAC South, it's the FAU Owls, FIU Panthers, the Florida Gators, the Miami Hurricanes, the Florida State Seminoles, the Troy Trojans, the UCF Knights, and the USF Bulls. And then we have the SAC East Division. It's the Alabama Crimson Tide, Auburn Tigers, Georgia Bulldogs, Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, Georgia Southern Eagles, Georgia State Panthers, South Alabama Jaguars, and the UAB Blazers. And the SAC Central, we have the Arkansas Razorbacks, Arkansas State Red Wolves, LSU Tigers, Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns, Louisiana Monroe Warhawks, Louisiana Tech Bulldogs, Tulane Green Wave, and the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. And the SAC West, it's some Texas teams. There's going to be a few of them that are left out, but we'll get to them later. The SAC West division will be the Baylor Bears, North Texas Mean Green, Houston Cougars, Rice Owls, SMU Mustangs, TCU Horned Frogs, Texas State Bobcats, and the UTSA Roadrunners. I know the 14 schools that you're thinking about that I left out, but we'll get to them right now. Maybe a bit controversial, but it's going to make a lot of sense in the long run. Believe me, it will. It almost happened 7 years ago. But anyway, or 6 years ago, I'm sorry. But anyway, here we go. Finally to the Western Athletic Conference, the WAC, I guess you can call it. The new and much improved WAC. The Western Athletic Conference Northwest Division will be the Boise State Broncos, the Wyoming Cowboys, the Nevada Wolfpack, the UNLV Rebels, the Oregon Ducks, the Oregon State Beavers, the Washington Huskies, and the Washington State Cougars. And then the WAC Pacific Division will be the California Golden Bears, Stanford Cardinal, Fresno State Bulldogs, San Jose State Spartans, Hawaii Warriors, San Diego State Aztecs, UCLA Bruins, and the USC Trojans. So basically all the California schools and Hawaii. And San Diego State will pair with Hawaii. Then we have the WAC Southwest Division. Here come the rest of those other schools you were thinking about. I said 4, but it's actually six schools that you guys were probably thinking about. Okay, so maybe not these first 2, but these last 6 for sure. So the WAC Southwest Division. The New Mexico Lobos, New Mexico State Aggies, the Oklahoma Sooners, the Oklahoma State Cowboys, the Texas Longhorns, Texas A&M Aggies, the Texas Tech Raiders, and the UTEP Miners. Got those, especially Oklahoma State, Texas A&M. Got them coming over to the Pacific side, instead of playing teams in the South in the SEC, they'll play with teams in the Pacific side. So, and then Texas Tech and UTEP are so they're so far west in Texas that they'll make a good enough fit already in the the new, which is I guess the Pac-12, the new WAC conference, Western Athletic Conference. So you guys may agree, you may disagree, but that's what I have them. I have them here right now. There's so many teams in Texas. I couldn't fit all of them in the SAC and or in the NAC. So I had some going to the SAC, and then I had the rest of them coming to the WAC, the WAC. So that's Southwest Division, and then the WAC Mountain Division. We have Air Force Falcons, BYU Cougars, Arizona Wildcats, Arizona State Sun Devils, the Colorado Buffaloes, Colorado State Rams, Utah Utes, and the Utah State Aggies. The regular season, if I were to redo all college football regular season, will start on the last Thursday and Friday and Saturday of August. Games will be played every Thursday night, Friday night, and all day Saturday night. All day and Friday night, and all day on Saturday night. All day and all night on Saturday night. Saturdays, I'm sorry. Each team will play 15 regular season games, 2 non-conference games, no more FBS versus FCS bullcrap. Throw that out the window. 13 conference games, all seven of your opponents you face, and 2 from each of the other division. So 6 total, and we'll rotate. So, for example, for the 2021 season, Arizona will play at Washington State, at USC, UCLA, at Texas, and Texas A&M. 5 years later, in 2026, after Arizona plays the rest of the teams in the conference, who are not in their division, they play these non-divisional conference teams again, and those away games turn into home games, and the home games turn into away games. So the next time it'll look like, before it was at Washington, this time it'll be Washington at home. Before it was Washington State at home, now I'll be at Washington State, and vice versa. You know where I'm going with this. Before it was at USC, then we get USC at home. Then before we had UCLA at home, then we go to at UCLA. And before we were at Texas, we get Texas at home. And before we were at Texas A&M here, then we go to Texas A&M. Sorry, I know it's a lot explaining. If you guys rewind the video or you guys slow it down or whatever, you'll understand. I'll try to write more in the description below. Division games, of course, they play those teams every year, taking turns home and away. So every other year we play a team at home, and the year after away, and vice versa, so on and so forth. And non-conference games will be a pair of 2 schools from another conference. So Arizona will play one of the SAC teams, like one away and one at home. So it will be like at Auburn, and then we have Alabama at home. And then like 2 teams from the EAC. No. And then wait, hold on. So the year after that, I'm sorry. So the season after that, it'll be 2 teams from like the EAC, the Eastern Athletic Conference, which would probably somebody like and then 2 schools from there, a pair from there, and then the year after that, a pair from the NAC, the Northern Athletic Conference. And then there will be exceptions, like USC and Notre Dame could play each other every other year. Same thing with Stanford and Notre Dame. They play each other every year. So like one season, Notre Dame can play USC, and then a different non-conference opponent and then the following year they can play the other school. If they play Stanford one year, they could play USC the following year. and then it'll be Stanford plus a different non-conference opponent. The year after that would be USC, and then a non-conference opponent. But in one season, Notre Dame will be able to play Stanford at home. The following season, they'll play USC at home, but the other non-conference games will be on the road. And then it'll flip. Then they'll be on the road against Stanford, and then the year after that, the road against USC. But those other two non-conference games will be at home. So I mean, you'll still get that rivalry. You'll still, you know, um, so there will be exceptions. And then playoffs. Every division champion will be in it pretty much. So if you win your division, you're basically in the playoff. It's, I guess you can call it 16-team playoff, but I mean, if you win your division, like say Arizona wins the Mountain Division in the WAC, the Western Athletic Conference, they'll play somebody from the, depending on where they finish. If they're the 1 seed or 4 seed or whatever, if they're the 4 seed, they play the 1 seed, which, it could be somebody from the Northwest, the Southwest, or the Pacific. So each division champ will be seeded by record, and 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3, so on and so forth, and so you win. Those are divisional games, and then you got the conference championship games, which is the four conferences. So that will probably be like the main, where it really starts the playoffs, and then all the championship games, and then the winner of those championship games, it'll be reseeded again. Depending on all the conference champions, depending on record, it'll be 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. So that'll be like your 14 playoff there, and then you'll have your national championship game from the winner of those two games, and then your national champ. So if you make it all the way to the national championship game, it'll be 19 games total. It's still under 20 games, which ain't bad. And then the Rose Bowl, and it'll probably be that same rotation. The Rose Bowl, Sugar Bowl will host semi games, and then the national championship game will be like its own thing. And then the year after that it'll be orange and sugar, and then the year after that peach and cotton. So it'll be that same kind of rotation for semis, and the national championship game's its own thing. And then the networks, CBS needs to get back involved. NBC needs to get back involved. ESPN and Fox are doing a great job. ESPN's owned by ABC, but if they're gonna, when they should rotate it too. Whenever they show the national championship game, should be on ABC. The year after that, Fox. The year after that, NBC, and the year after that, CBS. Same for the national semifinal games too, and all the playoff games. And I think, as far as other networks are concerned, like TBS, TNT, True TV, CBS Sports Network, are all linked to CBS. They should all be showing games, regular season games. Same thing with the ESPN, like ABC, ESPN, ESPN2. Oh, sorry, I'm tired. ESPNU and ESPN News. They show games. And then NBC, SN, CNBC, MSNBC, and the USA Network should show games too. And then I think I said CBS already. I said ESPN. I said NBC and Fox. Fox should have Fox, of course, FS1, FS2, and then they should bring back Fox Sports Net instead of showing replays, and they should bring back FX. FX was showing games at one point too, and I think back in 2011. So yeah, and then of course you're still gonna have your conference networks. The NAC, the EAC, the SAC, and the WAC have their own networks too. So that's the total of like 24 channels, 24, and so every game will be seen. Bye weeks will be between weeks. between week 5 and 12. Oh, I'm tired. So each team in each division, there'll be one team in each division that has a bye week, and those will be from week. Bye weeks will be from week 5 to week 12. So from weeks 1 through 4, every single team, FBS team is playing, and also in the final weeks, weeks 13 to 16, every team is playing. So it'll just be from week 5 to week 12 that there'll be bye weeks, and it'll be one team in each division, and so it'll be 16 total a week from week 5 to week 12. And then for the playoffs, as far as television goes, it won't. Not every channel will show a playoff game since there's less games. TBS will show one, CBS will show one, and then Fox will show one. FS1 will show one, and this is the first round. ABC will show one, ESPN will show one, and then NBC and USA will show one. So and then of course once we get that out of the way, the 4 championship games will be one on CBS, one on NBC, one on Fox, and one on ABC. And then the semifinals and the championship game, that will all rotate. So if the semifinals are on, let's say, ABC and Fox, the national championship will probably be like on CBS. And the year after that, if it's CBS and NBC that have the semis, then the national championship game will be shown like on ABC. And then the year after that, if it's shown again on ABC and Fox, then it'll be on NBC. And then if the year after that, if it's shown on CBS and NBC again, then it'll be shown on what am I saying? Yeah, Fox. I think I said, did I say Fox already? I'm not sure. Or CBS this time, I guess. Something like that. You know where I'm going with it. So 2 networks, it'll be on, like, say, so it's CBS, NBC, 2 semifinal games are on there. Then it'll be shown on ABC. When it's CBS and NBC again that show the 2 semis, then it'll be shown on Fox. So, and then vice versa, if it's ABC and Fox that show the semis, then it'll be on NBC. And then if it's ABC and Fox again, then it'll be CBS the next time. So you get your rotation that way too. I like the way the Super Bowl has it right now, but I wish ABC can be involved in that again, and maybe they will be again someday. But anyway, I thought I want to throw this video out there. Maybe somebody can agree with it. I hope so. I think this is a really good idea. Like I said, I'll have the entire description below here, and the notes and stuff, I'll have it down below here, and let me know what you think. I really want to change college football. It needs to be reorganized and everyone's so confused on the conferences. The Power 5 don't make any sense. The Group of 5, I believe there's so many good teams in the Group of 5 that they deserve a shot. The FCS schools, if there's more FCS schools that get good besides North Dakota State and a couple of others that get good, they may be consideration. We not might have this FCS mess anymore. We could just have everything, 160 teams, whatever it is, 200 teams, whatever it is, and have it all be one. But for right now, I'm just focused on FBS schools, teams that have been in the FBS for quite some time now. 5+ years, 4 or 5+ years. And since Idaho's leaving to the FCS, they probably should have did that a long time ago anyway. So at least about 10 years ago. So, but that's my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you guys watching this, and we'll go back to a beer video. I'm gonna try to do 1 week beer, 1 week college football, or just sports in general, depending on the season. But since we're in the thick of things for college football, I thought I want to keep my focus on college football and kind of recap the Arizona Wildcats season a little bit. It was a good year, but anytime you lose to ASU, if you guys win your bowl game, I'll feel a little bit better about that. So just win the bowl game, guys. I don't know what bowl they're going to be in yet. We'll find out tomorrow. And bear down, guys. I mean, let me know what you guys think about the rest of the landscape of college football. What needs to be done, what should be done, coaching changes, who should go where. Chip Kelly is already going to UCLA. Oregon State named their head coach yesterday, Jonathan Smith, the best quarterback that they've had of all time there. And let me know what you guys think. That's just Pac-12. Dan Mullen to Florida, Tennessee. I pray to God that they get somebody. Philip Fulmer was named the AD today, so hopefully they get somebody, man. I hope